Hello everyone, it's time for Phys.Ed.School. Take your piece of equipment out on the floor and get ready to go to school. Before we begin, let's go over the rules of Phys.Ed.School. Number 1, work hard to get better. Number 2, be kind to others. And number 3, listen and do. And when you see this sign and hear this sound, it means it's time to stop and look for the next trick to do. Here we go. In Phys.Ed.School, a kindergarten student can jump side to side over the wand without touching it. Remember, keep your feet together. In Phys.Ed.School, a first grade student can hop side to side over their wand. Remember, hopping is on one foot. In Phys.Ed.School, a second grade student lays their wand on the floor and then leaps over as many wands as they can without touching them. In Phys.Ed.School, a third grade student lays their wand on the floor, stands on either side, then jumps up in the air, landing with one foot on one side of the wand and one foot on the other. In Phys.Ed.School, a fourth grade student twirls their wand out in front of them, just like it's the propeller of a plane. Phys.Ed.School, a 5th grade student tosses the wand back and forth between their hands, side to side. In Phys.Ed.School, a middle school student balances the wand side to side on their nose. Side to side is also called horizontal. In Phys.Ed.School, a high school student balances the wand on the floor, lets go, and sees how many times they can clap their hands before they catch it. In Phys.Ed.School, a college student does plank shoulder touches with one hand on one side of the wand and one hand on the other. Now it's your turn to make up a trick. Use the equipment safely and make up a trick that you can show the rest of the class. Nice job, everyone. You graduated from Phys.Ed.School. Now, freeze!